I was abandoned at my own wedding. She picked a superior match. My groomsman sneered while relaying the update. I stood rigid in my tuxedo, every guest observing. Rather than weep, I merely grinned and departed. 3 months on, their phones were flooded with alerts when the pair realized what I had been scheming from the start. A 32-year-old guy encountered Elise 5 years back at a shared acquaintance's birthday gathering. She embodied all I desired, intelligent, driven, and we connected right away. After 3 years as a couple, I popped the question. She accepted, and we dedicated the following year to organizing our nuptials. My closest pal from university, Nathan, was the clear pick for groomsman. He'd stood by me through it all. Past romances ending, career setbacks, my folks split. I relied on him without question. The big day came. The location was adorned, attendees in their seats, and I waited at the front in my custom-fitted suit for my future wife. When she was half an hour overdue, anxiety crept in. At 45 minutes, my gut twisted. Then Nathan entered via the side entrance. His expression was blank as he neared me. She's not showing up, he stated bluntly. She discovered a better option. The venue fell hushed, 180 sets of eyes fixed on me, anticipating my response. Period. What exactly do you mean? I inquired, my tone hardly audible. She's mine now, Nathan grinned smugly. Has been for months. We didn't intend to wound you, but he shrugged casually, as if it were trivial. You understand how situations unfold. My groomsman, my bride-to-be united. I sensed my pulse racing, yet something odd occurred. Rather than collapse, a strange serenity enveloped me. I glanced at Nathan, then at our circle of loved ones and relatives, then returned to Nathan. All right, I murmured softly, nodding. Noted. I faced the crowd, mustered a grin, and announced, appreciate everyone attending, but no ceremony will occur today. Feel free to savor the meals and beverages. Then I exited. My device lit up instantly. My sibling phoning, my folks, Elise's folks, acquaintances. I powered it down. I drove to a motel, registered, and perched on the bed's edge, gazing at the blank surface. I didn't shed tears, didn't yell, just remained there, pondering. Nathan had served as my co-founder in our software venture for the past 4 years. We funded it from our own pockets, logged 80-hour weeks, and at last landed a significant buyout proposal merely 3 months prior. The documents were set to be completed the upcoming week. Elise was fully aware of the details. The buyout would render us both wealthy. As I lingered in that motel room, it dawned on me that the betrayal wasn't solely romantic. This was deliberate, and right then I resolved. If they aimed to manipulate, I'd demonstrate the proper method. Update. A fortnight later. Firstly, gratitude for the overwhelming encouragement. Never anticipated my sharing to gain such traction. Reviewing your feedback aided immensely. These past 2 weeks have proven eventful. I've been residing with my sibling while handling matters. Elise removed the bulk of her belongings from our residence during my absence. She placed her key on the kitchen surface with a message stating, regretful for how it unfolded. Wish someday you can pardon us both. Pardon them? Nathan messaged about discussing the enterprise circumstances maturely. I viewed his notes but stayed silent. He's rung 17 times. His final message. Avoid sabotaging this for us both due to your feelings. I'm the emotional one. Ironic. Yesterday, Elise's mother appeared at my sibling's home. Evidently, Elise informed all that I was domineering and distant emotionally, prompting her to seek solace elsewhere. Her mother even inquired if I'd contemplate reconciling since Elise was bewildered. I simply stared until she departed. In the meantime, I've stayed occupied, consulted my attorney thrice. Over our years constructing the firm, I served as the core innovator for our offering. Nathan was the engaging spokesperson, the connector, the one who wooed patrons. We formed an effective duo by balancing strengths. What Nathan fails to grasp is that I've been crafting our advanced offering solo for the last 18 months. I initiated this personal endeavor while he and Elise were evidently beginning their liaison. The buying firm is especially drawn to this novel tech. It's the primary driver for the elevated worth, and I possess comprehensive records indicating I'm the exclusive developer, having labored on it evenings and weekends apart from firm hours. The buyout progresses, and both originators must remain for 18 months post-sale. Nathan remains unaware of my dialogues with the buying group about my independent efforts on the advanced offering. I've additionally sifted through our message and correspondence archives, uncovered intriguing interactions where Nathan explicitly outlined scheduling the affair disclosure right prior to the buyout windfall. Elisa's responses feature lines like, "He's overly kind to resist, and he'll likely just absolve you." They haven't a clue of the impending. Update 1 month post-wedding. Events are intensifying swiftly. Nathan arrived at my apartment yesterday, pounding on the entrance at 11 p.m. When I ignored, he began shouting that I was acting immature and endangering our creation by ghosting him. My adjacent resident summoned guards. I observed via the viewer as he was removed, still bellowing about how I was obligated to converse. Obligated to him. The nerve. This morning, he directly emailed the buying firm, attempting to bargain solo. He claimed I faced private troubles and proposed they deal solely with him. Luckily, my attorney and I had pre-informed them of the scenario. They sent his email to me with a brief note. "Is this the colleague issue you referenced?" Elise has embraced full martyr stance. She shared on social platforms about harmful partnerships and how occasionally emotions select another route. Numerous shared contacts replied with affection and backing. The most offensive aspect, Nathan's sibling, Mia, phoned to clarify how such events occur naturally and no one aimed to harm you. She advised I ought to be adult enough to distinguish commerce from private affairs. I chuckled and disconnected. Nathan still doesn't comprehend that I've been recording it all. Each ring, each message, each correspondence where he detailed their scheme to ambush me. And as of yesterday, I've completed all records verifying my exclusive rights to the advanced offering comprising 70% of our firm's worth. The buyout session is in 2 days. Nathan believes we're both present to endorse the ultimate documents. He hasn't realized I've conducted my separate session with them. Update. 3 months after the wedding. It's been an intense 3 months, but today everything aligned. The session with the buying firm unfolded precisely as intended. When Nathan appeared 15 minutes delayed, per habit, he discovered me, my attorney, and the full leadership already positioned. His seat was notably absent. "What's happening?" he queried, appearing bewildered. My attorney pushed a dossier over the surface. Within were thorough records of my independent creation of our advanced offering, complete with time markers, progress notes, and patent filings solely under my name. "You can't pull this," he stammered, his complexion flushing. "This is our firm. That's our offering." In fact, I amended him. "The firm belongs to us, but this particular innovation is mine. I built it evenings and weekends beyond firm hours and recorded every detail carefully." The buying leader inclined forward. "We've examined the proof, Nathan. Though we appreciate your roles in the initial firm, this next-level innovation accounts for roughly 70% of our acquisition focus." Nathan appeared stunned. "But the agreement we were both meant to, the agreement can advance," the leader stated. "Yet with revised conditions, your colleague has demonstrated exclusive authorship of the innovation we prioritize. Our proposal to him remains. Our proposal to you is being reassessed suitably." Nathan jabbed a finger at me, blaming. "You orchestrated this from the beginning?" "No," I answered steadily. "I simply performed my duties while you were occupied orchestrating your romance with my bride-to-be." The session proceeded with Nathan marginalized. The buyout would continue with me obtaining 85% of the funds per intellectual asset assessment. Nathan would get the leftover 15% for his input to the original enterprise. We both would still require presence at the firm for the 18-month handover as initially outlined. That evening, my device was overwhelmed with pings. "Nathan, you can't inflict this on me. Nathan, I'll take you to court. Nathan, you've destroyed it all. Elise, what have you caused? Nathan is crushed. Elise, we must converse immediately. Elise, this is unjust. It was merely a romance matter." Then arrived the enablers. "Mia, how could you be so spiteful? Nathan's mother. After everything he's provided you." Shared acquaintance Tyler. "Dude, this exceeds limits." I ignored everyone. Instead, I sent them all an alternative. Captures of the messages where they strategized the wedding day ambush to occur pre-buyout, deliberately to shatter me emotionally so I wouldn't resist. The rings ceased suddenly. An hour later, I received a note from the property broker. The disposal of my apartment was finalized. By tomorrow, I'll board a plane to commence my fresh existence. Nathan and Elise can possess one another. What they won't possess is the destiny they envisioned at my cost. Update. 6 months on, it's been half a year since that day at the venue, and I'm composing this from my new residence facing the sea. The scenery soothes. The buyout transaction sealed successfully. I remained as an advisor for the handover, then withdrew entirely. Monetary independence at 32 seems dreamlike. Nathan managed poorly. His court threats evaporated when his attorney inspected the intellectual asset records and clarified that personal time endeavors were lawfully distinct from firm properties. We both continue at the firm, but in separate units. The strain is evident in joint sessions, but the buying group isolates us mostly. The mandated 18-month handover persists, but I'm marking the calendar. Recently heard his career standing suffered after key patrons discovered the events and opted to trail me to the fresh entity instead. He's managing financially from his 15% of the buyout, but far from his projections. Elise contacted last month with an extensive message about her grave error and never ceasing to care for me. Evidently Nathan ended things 3 months post-wedding chaos when the revised monetary reality hit. She's relocated to her parents. Their bond collapsed dramatically once finances were eliminated. Fate operates curiously. The oddest aspect, I sense zero toward either now. No fury, no grudge, just void. Some unforeseen turns. Nathan's junior sibling contacted to express regret. Unlike Nathan's other relatives, he acknowledged the wrongness and wanted no role in justifying it. We've genuinely bonded as pals. Various backers who learned of my conduct have contacted regarding my upcoming project. Evidently, honor counts in commerce. I've begun seeing people again, lightly. Nothing committed yet, but it's pleasant knowing one deception doesn't shape your entire path. To all who backed me, thanks. The guidance to remain composed, record all, and allow outcomes to unfold organically was perfect. For those facing akin trials, occasionally the finest retribution isn't a theatrical clash, but permitting individuals to encounter the inherent results of their deeds while you advance to superior horizons. I won't update further. This phase is sealed. Unexpected update 1 year on. I hadn't intended to share again, but yesterday's event seemed to offer resolution for those tracking my tale. I returned to my origin town for a pal's nuptials. Yes, ironic, when I encountered Nathan's mother at the hotel lounge. I attempted to exit without interaction, but she neared. You demolished my boy's existence, she declared, audibly for others nearby to catch. I inhaled deeply. Your boy selected his path. So did I. You laundered it all due to you, she persisted, tone escalating. His enterprise, his standing, his partnership. Onlookers gawked now. I maintained composure. Your boy bedded my bride-to-be, schemed to disgrace me at my ceremony, and attempted to exclude me from my firm. What precisely did you anticipate? Her complexion deepened, differed. Elise pursued him. He aimed to ease you down softly. I laughed unavoidably. By announcing she selected a superior in front of our kin and companions. That was soft. Well, you needn't have crippled him monetarily, she pressed. That was malicious. No, I stated. Malicious would have been dispatching all the messages where they plotted precisely how and when to deceive me. Malicious would have been claiming the full agreement solo and leaving him empty-handed, which lawfully I could have via the innovation I authored. What I executed was safeguard my creation while permitting him something. She offered no retort. As I departed, she shouted behind. He's still battling to recover, you know? Satisfied now? I paused and faced her. I'm neither pleased nor upset about Nathan's state. I simply am indifferent now. That's the divide between retribution and fairness. Retribution devours you. Fairness liberates you. I left and relished the weekend remainder. This is genuinely my last update. I've advanced fully, constructing a new enterprise, seeing someone amazing, and gazing ahead instead of behind. Existence post-deception isn't about equaling scores. It's about gaining liberty. That liberty values every cent.